Hi, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. My name is Josh Albrecht, and with me, as always, is...
Hey, it's Josh Albrecht.
That's right, Josh Albrecht, and we are here to talk about all the amazing things and people in our city, and we're very, very excited to welcome on our guest today, artist Samer Ghani.
Hey,
Samer,
guys.
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Josh and Josh. I'm really stoked to be here. It's, obviously I've seen the podcast, and I've seen all of the marketing and promotion and like the amazing guests you guys have had. So I'm completely honored to have my name alongside that list of amazing people.
Appreciate that.
Let me tell you what $20 can do. It can really go a long way.
That's right.
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're very excited to have you be here today. And what I always like to do when we start things out is not everyone knows every guest that we have on. So talk to us a little bit just about who you are, what you do, and how you got to be what you are in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm Milwaukeean, born and raised. Samer Ghani is my name. I'm an artist, but more specifically, I'm a photographer and videographer. I do work with bands and artists, with nonprofits, and with organizations as large as Visit Milwaukee and Milwaukee Downtown. Really grateful for the work that I get to do. I get to help shape and tell the story of all types of people around Milwaukee, and it's been a really wild and amazing journey. Very grateful.
That's awesome.
Getting to do photography throughout the city has to give you such a intimate perspective of the people, the places, the things. And I already know my first question. My first question is, do you have a go-to spot? Like, what's your favorite? Like, you've photographed it like a million times just because you love the look and feel of the city in that spot.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think it depends. If I'm using the drone, it's the skyline with the art museum, with the lake in the foreground and the city in the background, right? Like, that's the prime shot. You can get that shot from a million angles, and it always looks good. When the lighting's different, sometimes the light's bouncing off the water. If I'm doing it with like a wedding party, this is a secret that I'm about to spoil.
Uh-oh.
But there's this brick wall in the alley of Purple Door Ice Cream in Walker's Point, which is maybe the best brick wall to shoot a wedding party in.
Is it Cream City brick?
Yeah, and it's beautiful, and it's no one ever goes there. It's like it's just connected to like a back parking lot, which is open to the public. Like, you can walk through there freely, and it is like the best hidden gem. Between
awesome.
businesses and right in the heart of Walker's Point.
It's just got the perfect color, perfect lighting.
Everything, yeah, just in right amount of space.
And then, of course, you're like, well, we're here. We might as well get some Purple Door ice cream.
Right, when we're so close. Does your brain just like analyze the city completely differently? Like, have you ever seen the Lego movie where they, like a master builder, what they say, like you just see the pieces put together in your brain?
Yeah.
Like, is that how you view Milwaukee in comparison to the rest of us? Like, you see a wall and you're like, backdrop.
Yeah,
oh, that's
kind
incredible.
of. Kind of. A lot of lines. I think a lot of photographers will start to just see things as like lines and shapes, and even people like are just figures of shapes, right? Because when you're editing, that's what you look for, and when you're like sizing things up, making things work on the camera side. So I see a lot of lines. Yeah. The city is a lot of lines to me, which sounds like I love it. Trap.
I mean, honestly, I love it because I say that all the time myself. That our city is filled with lines, and when we did our rebrand, our new logo is 3 wavy lines to make 3 M's, which Milwaukee signifies our rivers, but the lines are everywhere. They're in the art museum. They're in the new public museum that's being built. It has lines.
Yeah.
Our street grid is lines. Our river is a wavy line.
Yeah.
Like the lines are everywhere. So I love that that's how you're looking at it, because that's how I see the city as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the latest Visit logo is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, another $20. Put it on the tab.
I was going to say, I don't know that we can afford to keep doing the interview. So when you're like with a wedding party, are you telling them like, I know, obviously we'll go wherever you guys want to go. You got to trust me. There's this wall.
Yeah. Actually, that's usually exactly how the conversation goes, believe it or not. I'm like, Purple Door, and then I'll tell the bus driver, I'm like, can you take us to Purple Door in Walker's Point? And they're like, okay. Fine,
the photographer is hungry for ice cream.
Yeah,
what
just
am I
wants
doing?
it. Yeah. Is there? Well, so okay, that's your big secret. Give us one more. Give us one other spot that people, maybe if they're coming into town and you're like, hey, yeah, it's good. Obviously, get the photo, near the lake, but also go to this spot.
Yeah, not too I'll give you two, because one of them's like a double back, but no one ever hangs out in the backyard of the art museum. It's a big green space right on the water.
Yeah.
You could have a picnic back there. I usually do like senior portraits or professional headshots back there. It's just a giant green space that's open to the public right on the walking trail between where Summerfest and the art museum is. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
lighting.
lots of different backgrounds to like capture, and yeah, that's cool. All right.
And the waterfall at Lake Park.
Oh yeah.
It's not a lot of people spend enough time. I think the last time a lot of people were there was when Pokemon Go released.
I believe you are correct. And it was not to enjoy the waterfall. Like
No.
it was for a completely different reason.
Yeah, all of Lake Park is beautiful. I'm sure you get all kinds of great spots in Lake Park. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit, and I could nerd out a lot on photography, but you brought up drone photos.
Yeah.
And that has become just huge. And I love that Milwaukee has such a skyline and a great place to use drones for. But how much has drone photography kind of taken over just photography in general?
I think if you would have asked me like 2 months ago, I would have had a wildly different answer, only because over the last like 3.5 to 4 years, you're right, the drones have become very accessible. They're very easy to learn these days. There's like so many tutorials and guides, and getting your Part 107 if that's what you desire to do as a profession or a hobbyist profession is also very accessible now. But it's done this amazing thing for our city, in particular to other cities, where it's shown people how beautiful and how ever-changing our skyline is becoming, and how that iconic growth, if you will, of our skyline is just sending us into this forward momentum of the future of Milwaukee, the near future of Milwaukee. So as an artist, transparently, I was very annoyed with how accessible it became. But as an advocate for art and culture in our city, the amount of energy that it's pumped into the idea of Milwaukee is undeniable. It's undeniable. So all these hobbyists and professionals that are just showing people on X, not Twitter, on X and Instagram and Facebook what our skyline looks like and how it keeps changing and evolving and adapting right off the water. It's just, the energy is so undeniable.
Yeah.
And it's done such good for our city, the perspective of our city, how we communicate about our city. It's done.
So particularly, you said the last 2 months, though. What changed specifically recently?
I think I turned 33.
All right, that's fair enough.
That was it. Yeah. That was it. You hit a point where you're like, okay, well, this is the mark. That's awesome. There are plenty of other things I want to ask you about photography and also just about art and projects that you're working on here in the city of Milwaukee. And we're going to get to those when we come back on Joshing Around Milwaukee. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We are having a great time with our guest artist, Ghani, and you can have a great time at the Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee with thousands of the hottest slots, nearly 100 high-energy table games, and a sleek new poker room. The thrills are endless. Take your love of sports to the next level at the region's best sportsbook, featuring an over 2,000 square foot video wall, nonstop betting, and all the live sports you can handle. All of this inside of a newly remodeled, multi-level casino that's built for the ultimate gaming experience. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, your win is waiting. All right, Sammer, so we were talking about before the break, just, the drone photography side of things. Like I said, I could nerd out about photography a lot because I think it's super interesting just how much photography has changed and how everyone that has a phone nowadays is like, oh, I just carry a camera, and the technology in the camera phone is getting better and better and better. So for someone that is in your profession and doing this, how do you combat that kind of not only the people that say, well, we're just going to have someone take photos on their phone, but also just the changes in the technology from what you can get in this to a professional equipment?
It's a good question. I think a lot of artists, people working in ad agencies and marketing agencies, are often scratching their head about the same, that balancing beam act that we're all doing in the, I don't want to say content creation space, but for lack of a better term, content creation space. And I think back to what I was saying about drone photography, the accessibility is undeniable, and that's great. I think that allows a lot of students to get into. The barrier to entry is just lower across the board, and we want that, I think, to allow people to be artists and to experiment and to express themselves. We need that as a culture, otherwise people start to go crazy, rightfully so, right? So just like with music, it's really easy to get into music now. Anyone can like make a studio in their home with very little equipment. When it comes to bigger projects, people's dreams sometimes, whether it's like their wedding or a music video for a band that the band is invested in, or if a company approaches an ad agency or marketing agency or an artist directly, it's because the vision goes past the immediate. And I think the immediate is like content, Instagram stuff that we consume really quickly, but things that people have invested in, whether it's a marketing campaign, music video, album art, their wedding, you want to trust somebody to do that kind of stuff. And I think artists kind of nuzzled their way into that niche between really accessible iPhone stuff and $100,000 productions. Artists can nuzzle in right between that and deliver a really high quality product that makes people feel good about their initial vision. Because just like when you hire a plumber to fix your toilet, you know how the toilet's supposed to work.
Right.
You just don't know how to fix it, right? And I think sometimes you hire an artist to bring that vision of what you think is supposed to work to life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that curation is such a valuable part of an artist doing something rather than a novice who has the tools.
Right.
And just the overall knowledge of how it all works. Like anyone can, pick up their phone and do it, but just the basic stuff of taking advantage of golden hour and the rule of thirds when you're taking the photos and those are like, baby steps in comparison to all the things that you can learn that really sets it apart. And the big thing that I always tell people is if you think that the technology of cameras is just getting better in your phone, you're wrong. If they're making it better for your phone, they're making it even better for actual cameras.
Absolutely.
And you can still completely tell the difference. In my opinion, especially on the videography side, it's crazy just how far that type of stuff has come. So I absolutely love that in the photography and videography world, there is that type of art that still showcases not just someone's personal day or project or whatever they're doing, but the city too.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
And I do, as like a born and raised Milwaukeean, as an MPS alumni, as someone who went to MATC and to UWM, like I try to like incorporate some form of Milwaukee in everything that I do. It doesn't always rise to the surface in everything that I do, but it's a big reason why I choose to still live here and choose to still do the majority of my work here in Milwaukee, is because it's important to have creatives pumping those dollars back into our creative sector, for me to be paying taxes as a small business to show, like on a legislative level, like, no, there are working artists here. Those dollars do matter for our creative economy. So I try to like keep it wrapped into my brand to remind people that there are a lot of working artists here, and we're helping change the direction and the momentum of our creative sector just by like paying taxes, which sounds hilarious and so silly, but it's true, right?
Well, the arts are part of our economic engine, and paying taxes into it, economic development in the arts, the support of the arts, whether it's the theater district and live music venues, which you're very much part of, we'll talk about in a minute, to art galleries, you name it, like the value of the arts is crucial to us, and it's crucial to the visitor economy. We know people want to visit a place that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? And the arts help make a place beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the big reasons why that's the case is because now everyone has the technology to make memories, and the accessibility of taking the photos and having those has become way more important. And so stressing that in the economy and in the way that we talk about Milwaukee is vital, because there are people when they're deciding where to go, they're going to look at photos and go, oh, that looks really nice, or oh, that, my gosh, that would. Can you imagine if we had the whole family there and we just, like, all of that is going through people's mind to where it might not have 20, 30 years ago. It might have just been well, that might be fun. And that's not really the case anymore. It's people have the accessibility to make the memories. They want a place to make them. Yeah,
speaking of that type of thing, we mentioned some of your tips and tricks on locations. What do you think is the most, this is just spitballing, what do you think is the most photographed location in the city? or a visitor.
yeah.
We're talking a visitor. They're coming to town. Like, every city has that thing, right? Like, not every
gotta
city.
know my answer, right?
I don't know. I want to hear what you think it is.
I think my heart immediately says it's the bronze fawns.
Yeah?
It has to be,
Yes.
right?
That's interesting. That's not what I would have gone with, but that's interesting.
It
I like
has
that.
to be the bronze fawn.
People love to take photos with it.
I think
That's true.
It just is an intergenerational, like, cheers, like Wisconsin, Milwaukee. It's just got such like a rich, cool thing, right? Like if I go to Seattle, I'm going to their public market, right? And like I feel like the bronze fawns is really high up there on like they have a statue of the fawns, right?
And it's right on the Riverwalk, so it's
right by the theater
nice.
we're going to,
Yeah.
you know, like
nice backdrop for sure. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say the art museum for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe not even just as much of that entire area, but just specifically the art museum. And it's talked about and when it opens and closes. And if I would just think that if I did any basic research, a Google search of best places to take a photo in Milwaukee, like that's got to be a photo of it's got to come up, and it's very cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's again an icon of the city for the last 20 some years.
Correct.
For sure. I think for me, I think it's simply the lake, because when we bring people to the city, and we're doing tours or we're recruiting a conference or something, the amount of people who are like, "Well, that's a big lake,"
Yeah.
and because they're surprised if they're not from here, they're always surprised at its enormity and its like beauty.
it's huge.
And I think that most people are like, "I gotta take a photo," and they immediately like pull out the photo, and there's
No one's gonna believe this.
yeah,
How
so
big
that's
this is. I'm in Milwaukee. No one's gonna
so
think
I've
I'm
got
in
the
Milwaukee.
top natural photo spot, the lake.
Yeah.
We've got the man-made stuff, bronze fawns, and art museum. I think we've got a well-rounded three things to recommend.
Yeah. Yeah. And all are good.
Yeah.
And all are good. There are other things that we need to talk about, Sammer, with you, specifically as you teased a little bit there, Josh, about the music scene and just some of the stuff maybe not so much highlighted on personal people's Instagrams and such. And we're going to do that when we come back on Joshing Around Milwaukee. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Joshing Around Milwaukee. We're having an awesome time with artist Sammer Ghani, and we've talked about all the tips, tricks, and best places to take photos and videos in the city of Milwaukee. But there's a lot more to Sammer than just that. Sammer, tell us a little bit more about some of the other things you have going on here in the city.
Yeah, spending so much time in our creative sector and more primarily supporting musicians like young artists and bands. When the nonprofit Cactus Plus started, which is a sister entity to Cactus Club, the venue in Bayview, the owner and now president of Cactus Plus, Kelsey Kaufman, asked me to be the first joining board member. So I'm vice president of Cactus Plus. We're a 501c3 in the heart of Bayview, supporting our artistic community, artists across the board, creating a community cultural hub where people can come and experience free programming or sliding scale programming, things like book club, film screenings. I attended a dance class, queer karaoke, just a bunch of fun stuff that wraps people into this this creative community that we're trying to build. And we're adjacent to so many other amazing organizations like the Creative House by Symphony Swan. And we get a lot of support partnering with Pabst Theater Group. When some of the Cactus Club shows get a little too big, we move them to bigger venues, and they're like Cactus Club Presents, which is very cool. So shout out to those guys for supporting. And yeah, we couldn't be happier. We're just coming off the heels of Beach Street, which is our annual block party. This year was the 10th year. So it was really cool to see a bunch of families, a lot of dogs, and a lot of our community partners vendoring. And a lot of like touring and local musicians performing. It was a lot of fun.
With all those dogs showing up this year, is there going to be like a special like performance for dogs in the future?
Ooh.
Kelsey, are you listening?
Yeah.
Like who's the performer, right? No, and that Beat Street's such a cool event. Obviously, Visit Milwaukee is proud to help support and amplify that, and we'll look forward to that in coming years. 10 years is a huge accomplishment for any event. So it's a great long-standing tradition and a great way to activate that area of the city with cool promotions, cool activities, and everything the Cactus Club does is awesome. I mean, live music is so important to Milwaukee as a whole. You mentioned Pabst Theater Group too, and there's so many other great clubs throughout the city. Like making sure that live music is a calling card for our city is important because it brings people in from all over, and it elevates the culture and changes the community. I'm sure you've had some fun shooting some photography of some of those bands coming through.
Absolutely. I think that's how I cut my teeth in the city, was just shooting bands for free and then waking up in the morning and going to work at the mall.
Yeah.
Nice. Is there a memorable band that you got to shoot either at Cactus Club or at the Beat Street event over the years that you're just like, man, that was iconic?
Yeah. There's this guy, like, probably pretty well known. There's going to be people that will be kicking me for saying this, but I don't think he's like super, super well known. His name's Mike Kroll. And just before I really understood what I was doing as an artist, I shot one of his shows at Cactus, and it was like one of the coolest. He's like one of the coolest artists I have ever met and seen perform, and that was probably one of the biggest ones that sticks out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If people want to have more information about Cactus Plus and what the organization does, what's the easiest way to get more information?
Yeah, find us on Instagram or on our website, www.cactusclub or cactusclub.com/cactus plus. Instagram's like always the best way to find us. We usually update that
I bet it has some good photography on
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say, what about your personal stuff?
Yeah.
To see just some of the work that you do, and if people want to have you do some of that work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. My website is my first and last name.com, so samerghani.com, and that's how you can find me on all socials as well. There's no special number or letter or anything like that.
I love it. Well, thank you, Samer, so much for joining us today, and for your passion for the city and for capturing it the way you do.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Josh. I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, by the way, for joining us for this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. As always, for more information on Joshing Around, you can go to visitmilwaukee.org. All right, everyone, thanks for watching this episode of Joshing Around Milwaukee. As always, if you're seeing this part of the episode, it is because you are watching or listening on one of Visit Milwaukee's social media platforms, and we truly do appreciate that. We're having an awesome time with artist Samer Ghani, who's joining us. And Samer, this is the part of the show where sometimes people, they don't know what to say. Sometimes people handle it great. Can't wait to see how you handle it. Josh, big question. Take it away.
That's the most amazing tease of a question. Some people don't know how to handle it.
They don't. Some people are like, I don't.
What is going on?
There are too many things. There are too many things.
All right. Now that we've hyped the most difficult question to ever be asked, we like to say that Milwaukee has fresh city vibes. What we mean by that is there's just lots of cool, crazy, fun things going on right now. A lot of great momentum. So right now, what's giving you fresh city vibes?
Ooh, the first thing that comes to mind is how good the Brewer season was. We had so much fun, and I know it sucks that we lost, but we had, like, it was the most fun we had since 2021, I think.
It was a hell of a ride, for sure.
That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of really cool music coming out. I know Barely Civil and Known Moon just put out a split EP. Sounds amazing. Lady Bird just put out a new record. It sounds amazing. There's a lot of really cool artists doing really cool stuff. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these like end of year shows that usually happen at like the Cooperage, at Cactus Club, at Anodyne, at the Pabst Theater Group, bringing together a bunch of local artists, doing like one last blowout show before the end of the year. So those are some of the things I'm looking forward to. That's some fresh Milwaukee stuff.
Yeah, love it.
I love that. I also think it's funny too that, because it is, I don't know if this is an everywhere thing, but it does kind of seem like Milwaukee really loves like putting a closing the book on the year. You know, I don't know if that's everywhere, but like everything we do, it's like, well, hey, it's going to be the end of December, and then the new year, as if like we're just gonna keep growing and doing the same things.
Yeah.
But that is kind of a quirky thing that I guess I didn't realize, but it's true that Milwaukee does, that I really enjoy.
Yeah. I wish there was a day at the end of the year that just like said the year's done. I wish there was a day, and then like people would throw parties.
See what he does? Did you buy that? Because it took me
For like
absolutely
a
0
half
seconds.
a second, I was like, is he talking about like a December 32nd?
Yeah.
Oh, 32nd? Yes. Let's introduce December 32nd.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
New
No one
Year's Eve.
understands what I have to go through with you. I can't wait to see, as I mentioned before, Samer, everything that you continue to do and show off the city, and we're very fortunate to have people backing the city like you do and showing its true beauty. So thank you for doing that, continuing to do that, and for joining us today.
Wow, thank you. I really appreciate that, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. As I mentioned before, for more information on Joshing Around, you can go to visitmilwaukee.org. We'll see you next time.